Well done, Vikram. For those who don't know me, my name is Kent Murphy, and I'm with Atlantic Growth Solutions based here in Fredericton. And we had the opportunity this past 3 months to spend 18 hours with the cohorts, teaching them everything we know about sales, and it was exciting. And I get the pleasure of introducing the next cohort company. And I think the next cohort would agree that we bonded on the first day when we started talking about the importance of sales, and particularly how important cold calls are to your sales success. It's interesting, the three of you are together, and Raj is sort of sitting separate right now. But it was very clear that these three did not like the concept of cold calls. Raj, his smile lit up the room. He has done it. He has empathy. He understands the importance of sales, and that's where we bonded. And when I was given the opportunity to introduce him, I took the bull by the horns, so to speak. What was really interesting is as you do this, and anybody who's had the opportunity to introduce someone, you try to get to know something about them that the rest of us wouldn't know. We try to embarrass them maybe, or get them to open up a little bit. And he made a little bit of fun at me. I'm not a gamer. I mean, I grew up in Atari age, and gaming became kind of boring when you became 20 years old in my era. But I realize to the young generation today how important gaming is and how it sort of frames their personalities and frames the great things that they're able to do with their creativity. And so we moved off gaming because I had no interest in that. And as I got digging, it was science fiction. And he shared with me his joy of science fiction. I thought, I don't like science fiction, but what is it about science fiction? He goes, often I find the answers to things I'm trying to solve, ideas, innovation to a problem that I'm trying to solve. And I was curious about that, so I went to the Google. And I Googled classic elements of science fiction: time travel, teleportation, mind control, telepathy. Can't figure that out in the startup world or entrepreneurship. But as I got looking at some of the greatest titles in science fiction over the last 20, 30 years, what they all had in common was they had all these great stories talked about a particular key character or a person and that role in that movie or that story. And it was based on their exploration of current and future technology. And I thought, interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce who's going to take us on time travel to the future, the CEO and founder of Tailwind Technologies. Please welcome Raj.
Thank you, Kent, for the kind words. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming here tonight and listening to me. We all know that raising an investment is difficult. But did you know that only 2.35% of ideas or startups globally are successfully able to raise an investment? Simply because VCs and investors don't have the time or bandwidth to diversify, and they have certain benchmarks that not all ideas meet. Well, to solve this issue came the concept of crowdfunding and portals like Kickstarter and Indiegogo. They solved the issue pretty good, but still they lagged in two main areas. If you've used Kickstarter before, the investors did not get a return on investment. It was only a reward-based incentive. And then these portals were yet not globally accessible to many. Enter the technology of blockchain and the concept of initial coin offerings or ICOs. They solved these two issues the crowdfunding model had. But yet, two issues plagued them. One is, setting up an ICO was not an easy task. It was a technology nightmare. Blockchain being blockchain, not everyone could set up an ICO. And number two, the main issue, security. This concept of ICOs was prone by scammers and bad actors. Just imagine, if we could solve these two issues alone in this ICO concept, how beautiful the solution would be. That's what we did exactly. We went ahead and created an all-in-one secure tokenization platform with a vision to democratize access to capital using the power of blockchain. Never before so many owed so much to so few. If you have an idea that you think can change the world, we can give you access to a global audience who would listen to you, which is very important, provide feedback, and from there invest in your startup as well. And for the investors, for the first time, we are going to give them a platform that is totally secure, free from bad actors, scams, etc. So how do we do it? It all starts with an idea. Jenny is a game developer, and she has a fascinating idea to develop a poker game, for example. And she wants $100,000 to fund her idea to develop the game. Now we are going to help her create 100,000 tokens, which represents the chips in a poker game, which she can sell even before developing the game, raise the investment, and then make her idea a success. So she comes to us, Tailwind, and asks us a three-step platform. That is, it has 3 modules in it. The first module is a tokenizer module, where she pays just $9, a price of a Starbucks coffee, and she gets the 100,000 tokens delivered to her. From there, she gets access to a token dashboard inside our platform, in which she can integrate her tokens and seamlessly and effortlessly sell them to her friends and family and manage the tokens as well. For this, we are going to charge her just $49 per month. And if she's able to at least raise 5% of the total investment she seeks, her idea becomes eligible to go inside our next module, the crowdfunding module. The idea will get access to millions of visitors we would be bringing inside the platform to check out our idea and invest in it. For this, we are just going to charge her 0.5% a transaction fee for each transaction, which is like $5 for each grand she raises inside the platform. So yes, Jenny has been able to raise the $100,000 without diluting any equity and from her future customers. And she gets the money, and now she can develop the game and launch the game. Once the game is launched, the investors who got the tokens can use it in the game, or they can wait for the game to become a big hit and then trade it on cryptocurrency exchanges and get a good return on investment. Not just games, we would be expanding beyond to various verticals, wherein various verticals like real estate, commodities, art can start tokenizing specific modules inside their business so that they can raise an investment without diluting equity and with ease. Experts from Deloitte, McKinsey, and World Economic Forum predict that by 2027 that at least 10% of the total GDP is going to be stored and transacted on the blockchain, which makes this a huge market, a $24 trillion market by 2027, which is in the very near future. But we in Tailwind, we are going to only start with the gaming sector. We are planning to only focus on the gaming sector for the next year at least. And this sector by itself is forecasted to be a $100 billion sector by 2022. We are going to help gamers raise investment from their future customers easily and effortlessly, so that we can soon start seeing more games like Farmville, Angry Birds getting launched from here. We have competitors. Polymath is a Toronto-based tokenization platform, more of a securities exchange right now. Harbor is an interesting New York-based tokenization platform only for the real estate sector, run by ex-PayPal executives, Deep Pockets. Masonas is a European-based tokenization platform only for art, funded with $500 million, I guess. And we, as I told, Tailwind is going to focus only for gaming to start with. I'm Kaviraj. I have a master's in computer science engineering, and I have worked in a couple of MNCs before, like IBM, Accenture, and EDS. And I've been hustling along in the past 8 years, trying different startups, failing in few, doing okay, doing good in some. along with my co-founder Muthu, who's from MIT, and he also has good experience in companies like Accenture and Slash Support, etc. And we've been trying things and doing things together for the past 8 years, all bootstrapped. And all this has been constant pivoting has led to what we are doing right now, that is Tailwind. So let's look at the roadmap, what we've been doing so far. So on March of 2019, we launched the version 1 of our public beta, and by August, we were able to get 100 plus paying customers, and we got our idea validated. The plan is to launch the version 2 beta by end of 2020, and raise an investment and get at least 2,500 customers by 2020 end. We are raising $1 million so that we can help 1 million ideas raise an investment. And with this money, we believe and we foresee that by 2020 end, we can get this 2,500 customers and hit an annual recurring revenue of $2.35 million. Gentlemen, Tailwind is just a name. Creating more success stories is the real game. Thank you.
No.